everyone, it's Christy, and welcome back to another episode of Wisky Weekly. Today I am here with one of our volunteers, Mr. Kevin Prendergast. Kevin has been here with us for over 1,000 hours and over 6 years of service. So, Kevin, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and where we are today?
I do, and thank you for the intro. My name is Commander Kevin Prendergast. I'm Navy retired. I did 32 years in the Navy, and I was on board the Wisconsin actually 38 years ago. So a lot of things are quite different now. We're going to start with my department, which was the admin department, which was the print shop, the personnel office, and the post office. The obvious part of the post office is we receive and distribute the mail throughout the ship. So receipt of the mail can be several different ways. It can come aboard the ship by aircraft or helicopter from an aircraft carrier, or when you're in port, you would pick up and deliver in the mail. Pick the mail up in port. So when you get the mail on board, our job is to deliver it throughout the ship. We sorted it by department and division to make sure everybody got their mail on board the ship. We also had post office boxes throughout the ship where we would actually have our clerks go around the ship and pick up the mail and deliver it. As part of the admin job, we did the pay department for personnel. When a person gets paid or promoted, they get a new pay raise. If they wanted to send any of that money back to their house and wherever they came from, they could do it through the post office. So we did not have email. We did not have text. We didn't have a way to go to an ATM and actually send the money home. So they would come to the post office with a handful of cash, say, I want a $50 money order, and I want to send it back to my girlfriend or my mother, my wife, whatever, back in Pennsylvania, and they would send that. So they could do the money orders through here. The other responsibility of the post office is the movies. We got the movies in the mail for the ship. So when the movies came on board the ship, they came into the post office. This is when you're at sea for several weeks or maybe a couple of months at a time. You get the movies aboard the ship. In Wisconsin, since we distributed the mail, we would pick out the best movie for our crew on board the Wisconsin, and we'd send the other 4 or 5 movies over to the other ships in the formation. We also did what they call first day covers. So when the ship got commissioned in October of 1988, we printed out a lot of envelopes with our stamp on it. The sailors would pay for the postage on the stamp, and then we would stamp it with the USS Wisconsin cancellation stamp. One of the interesting stories that happened on board the ship, we had a crew from the Wisconsin state of Wisconsin of about 30 sailors. They came on board at the same time, but they didn't really know each other all the time. But they came on board, and one sailor couldn't find his friend, so he actually came to the post office and tried to mail his friend a letter. So the post office guy helped him out and figured out which department he was in, and they finally found each other. But the ship is so big at the time over 1,600 sailors on board that it was hard to find each other. So they managed to find him that way. The job is very important, especially because the sailors want their mail to come to them. And a lot of times the sailors, when you're at sea for a great period of time, maybe 5 or 6 weeks, the sailors would write home. Some of them would write to their wife every day. So what we taught them to do was to number their envelopes on the back of that, because maybe 6 letters might go out in the same mail bag. So when their wife got the mail at home, they would know to read their letters in the order that they were written. The sailors did it that way, and they told their same way with your letter from your wife. If she wrote you a letter every day, she would number them 1 through whatever, and you get 6 or 7 pieces of mail at the same time, and you knew which order to read them in. Everything ran like clockwork, primarily because of PCCS. Senior Chief Willie McQuain worked for me. He ran this place over here that we're standing in and did everything for me. PC2 Raska was his #1 assistant, and he was very good as also. So without those 2 guys, I couldn't have done it.
And thank you so much, Kevin, for taking us around the post office today. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of Wisky Weekly. Be sure to tune in next week to see what else we have in store for you. And as always, visit nauticus.org to purchase tickets and come on board the USS Wisconsin. Until next time, we'll see you then.
And if you come on a Wednesday, ask for Kevin. Thank you.